Hi, I'm Chad with Move Forward Guitar. This lesson is from our course, Beginner Course 3. If you'd like to see the rest of the lessons in this course, download the jam tracks, download the corresponding e-guide, which includes detailed charts and diagrams for each lesson, step-by-step guidance on how to practice and retain the material in each lesson, bonus tips and tricks and links, and much more. Click the link on the screen or look in the description below. Welcome to Lesson 2. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you two chord progressions that use the F major chord that I taught you in the last lesson. So I'm going to teach you two chord progressions that include the F major in it. And this is really going to make sure that you have the F major down and then help you transition back and forth from it, which is really important. So the first one is going to start with C major. And look in your e-guide, just follow along. This is example 1. Then it's going to go to F major, then to G major, and then back to F major. So that's really going to help you with your transitions and make sure you have the F down. So starting off with this one, you start with the C major, obviously. To transition to the F major, F and C have pretty much the same shape. So you just drop your second and third finger down one string towards the floor and then lower your thumb down and get your first finger in place for that bar. So it's not a big movement, but it will take some work to get used to that. Or if you like, you can keep your thumb down with the C major. And then all you have to do is drop down your second and third finger towards the floor and bar with your first finger. So it's an easier move, but it's a little harder to play C major like that. So it's up to you, and you're going to have to figure out what works best for your hand. Or if you're going to the simplified version of the F, which you should work on both, even if you do the simplified, you should make sure you can get it with the fuller version eventually. If you're just doing the simplified version, it's really easy, because then you're just playing the C major. You drop down your second and third finger, your hand stays in the same shape, your thumb is still up. You just got to make sure you block the first string and the rest is strings, because there's no open strings with the F major chord. So after the F major, you're going to G major. So that's a pretty big move to go from this shape. You just have to release all your fingers, change the shape of your hand, bring your thumb up, and get to that G major. So let's do that over and over. And with each of these, just go back and forth like we've done before. Just go back and forth between the two chords. So just do it over and over and make sure that your fingers aren't flying around. You're just doing the minimum amount of movement necessary, and eventually that'll become really easy. And then if you're going back and forth, you're going back to that G, you'll pretty much already have that down, because then you're from G back to F. Just keep doing that back and forth. That'll give you the rest of the progression, except when you're starting over from the F to the C, which if you're going back and forth with the C to the F, you already have that as well. So if you go back and forth from C to F, go from C to F, then F back to C over and over till you have it. Then you go from F to G and G back to F over and over. You have the whole progression down. You have all the transitions that you need. So then just like in the previous course, once you have the transitions down, once you can play one strum on each chord and make the transitions quickly and smoothly, then do 4 down strums on each chord. And then you can go back to C to end or start over. And then once you can do that, run through all the strumming patterns that you learned in the last course. So basic strumming pattern 1, which was down, 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 up, down. Basic strumming pattern 2, which was down, down, up, down, which is in the example in your e-guide. And then basic strumming pattern 3, you don't really have to worry about that one for now, because transitioning with the F is pretty hard. And doing that last up strum is going to be pretty difficult, so I wouldn't really worry about basic strumming pattern 3 for now. So start with basic strumming pattern 1, do it out of time without playing to the jam track. Once you have it down really smoothly, play it to the jam track, start at 50 beats per minute and work up to 70 beats per minute, and then do the same thing with basic strumming pattern 2. Start without the jam track and work up to 70 beats per minute after you have it down without the jam track. So I'm going to demonstrate example 2 with the jam track. I'm going to do it at 70 beats per minute. And I'll demonstrate with basic strumming pattern 1 and then basic strumming pattern 2. So the next progression, if you look in your e-guide, is example 2, and this time is going to go from C major, this time to G major, then to A minor, and then to F. And then you'd start over. So the only transition you probably need to work on if you've gone through the other courses is from A minor to F, which is really similar from the C major to F because A minor and C major are closely related in their fingerings. But it's a little bit different since you're not having your third finger out like that, which is closer to the shape of the F. So just take your time, play the A minor, drop down to the F major, down towards the floor. Get your finger in place for that bar and do it over and over again. And then once you have that transition down, you have all the transitions for this progression. And then again, run through this the same way we did with example 1, just with 4 down strums per chord, and then basic strumming pattern 1, then do it to the jam track and work up to 70 beats per minute, then basic strumming pattern 2, do it without the jam track, then add in the jam track, and then do it up to 70 beats per minute. So now I'm going to demonstrate example 2 with the basic beat jam track at 70 beats per minute, and I'll do basic strumming pattern 1 and 2. So those are 2 progressions that use the F major chord. Like I said, this will really help make sure that you have the F major chord down and help you with the transitions in it. And if you really take your time and get this down, you'll really be set ahead to be able to play F anytime you want. Be sure to look in your e-guide under this lesson where you'll find step-by-step instructions for how to practice and retain everything that we just went over. You'll also find instructions for when to move on to the next lesson. So thanks for watching and keep moving forward.